What's happening, YouTube? Anthony on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy fan film with a brand new PRLostGalaxy2014 review on Super7 Ultimates, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Black Ranger, with both Zach and Adam represented as usual, like with the red, pink, and yellow Rangers with their respective OGs and secondary replacements. So now Mighty Morphin Black, Mighty Morphin Black is next on my video series of these Super 7 figures, and knowing that the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger has always been one of my favorites, even though when it comes to whoever the Black Ranger is, I mean, you know, the OG Black Ranger, I mean, everybody prefers Zach, but I actually like Adam a little bit more. I mean, I like them both, but though I'm going to take a look at their civilian heads for the Super 7 thing, because as opposed to the Lightning Collection one, even though I don't have Adam as the Black Mighty Morphin Ranger in the Lightning Collection per se, but I do have him as the Ninjetti Black Ranger, but this is the Super 7 version. And he comes with a boatload of accessories, although moving him around, and when I got him out of the package, you know, when I got it out of the Amazon package that he came out of, there was some accessories that were falling out of the plastic, and I will dig through into it after I'm done doing an overview of the figure. So here's the front of the box, as usual, with all of the accessories, even though some are in the bottom of the box. Inside, with the power axe and that hose piece. I mean, I don't even know what that was the point of that. And then we turn the back of the box and we get a render of the Black Ranger and the Mastodon Dinozord coin on the bottom, and then an overview of the Black Ranger and what he's all about. Everybody knows MMPR, so you should know who these characters are if you haven't, and even if you're not a diehard Power Rangers fan, you probably should know who the Black Ranger is, who the Red Ranger is, Pink Ranger, those Rangers like that. So let's get on with the Mastodon, later Courageous of Spirit Frog Ninja. Let me stop the Frog Ninja jokes. With that all fair and said, Mastodon, it's Morphin Time Black Ranger power. I know I don't know why I'm not so enthusiastic about it, but it's just, you know, everybody knows. So with that out of the way, it's Morphin Time. Okay, now that the Black Ranger is out of the package, let's go over the accessories before going over to the figure. So what we have here is these interchangeable hands. There's select a few of them. Some of them are already on the interchangeable arms for when you have the armored Black Ranger later on. So you got those as an option. So these are the hands for, you know, just for stock effect. Then the Blade Blaster, like you would expect from everybody else. You got the gun, which is already in the holster, but this is the Black Ranger's Blade Blaster, where you got the closed blade and then the open blade and the Blade Blaster and the gun all in the holster. So as with everybody else, so you have those those accessories. Then the Black Ranger's Morpher, which you can get a good glimpse. You can get a good decent glimpse of the sculpt of the Mastodon coin in the Morpher, and then the black background on the Morpher. And then the power axe, you got the unpainted one, and then you got the fully painted one, though the unpainted one is again another callback to the original 90s toy, while this is a very solid and well painted power axe, and actually feels more close to the one in the show as opposed to what we had in the Lightning Collection, now that we got almost got all the weapons for the original 5 together to do the power blaster, because you can get that port of how to put it together. And then the unpainted Blade Blaster, again another callback to the original 90s toy for that one. And then a power crystal for the Black Ranger, so you have that accessory piece. Then the armaments for the, you know, Dragon Shield Black Ranger. Now the shield is the same as for the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger releases, so there's nothing really much different, but it's just the same shield as for the Red and Green Rangers, but for Black, so nothing different. Have that accessory in case you wanted to change that. And then these interchangeable arms for the Dragon Shield Black Ranger, but I'm not even going to bother, because knowing again, Zach only had the Dragon Shield for one episode, but yet they over-glorified it in the Legacy War game. I'm not even going to budge and talk about it. But what still gets me is this accessory. What is this? Because I know this was sometime in season 2 because I don't think I remember Adam even using this in a season 2 episode, unless I have to go back and watch it. Go back and rewatch season 2 Mighty Morphin again. And but again, what is this thing? I know the Lightning Collection also had this for their re-release of Mighty Morphin Black with Adam, but I just don't understand why Super 7 had to do it. Like, why? Like, what's the point of this accessory? Again, pointless. And then the Zack and Adam heads with their likenesses of Johnny Yong Bosch and Walter Jones respectively. Now, these are okay likenesses, but they just look very cartoonish. Caricatures of what the actors always looked like when they were the character. I mean, when they were the Black Ranger. But Walter Jones's likeness, I mean, if this even does look like Walter Jones, but to me, it seems like they're trying to sculpt him after Gary Coleman. It just looks weird. What you gonna do, Zach? Yeah, but I don't understand. Like, it's just that likeness is just it barely looks like Walter Jones, and that's what kind of weighs it down for me. It's like, when are they gonna get his likeness right? Like, seriously. Even I had that complaint with the Lightning Collection, Mighty Morphin Black Ranger with Zach, but like, and yeah, you got the ear piercing that Zach kind of did had. You got the buzz cut, you know, typical Zach from the 90s, obviously. But it's just, again, that likeness kind of does look like Walter as Zach, but it just looks almost like, even like that black kid from Captain Planet. I don't know, but it's just that Zach head is just a little off-putting to me. Adams' head, while it does slightly look like Johnny Yong Bosch still, in his likeness, but you got the hair down and everything just right for him. And even he has an ear piercing. Like, what's up with that? It's like, what is up with... Well, then again, it was the 90s. Get over it. But I just, yeah, you would think that for a different facial likeness for Adam, he would just look like how Johnny would always look when he was Adam during season 2. Even when he first came in. But yeah, the smiling face Adam, I mind, but now I really want to get on to the Black Ranger figure. I like the way how they did the Macedon helmet. Very nice. And you know how much I love the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger suit, because, you know, growing up, him, Blue, and Tommy as the Green and White Rangers was always like one of my favorite suits of all the Power Rangers, especially one of my favorite Ranger suits from the Zordon era. And, you know, Mighty Morphin Black is always going to be one of my favorites. Again, it doesn't matter if it's Adam or Zach. Even though Zach was the OG, it will always be the OG Black Ranger. But I actually liked Adam more in the black suit. But since, after all, Adam had more appearances in the black suit than Zach did later on, you know, outbeating him by a punch with it. But up until Zach had it, you know, back in black again, in Once and Always. But yeah, it's a great Mighty Morphin Black Ranger figure, but it also feels like a figure art figure, because I've noticed how for like the Red Ranger, like how they sculpted the arms on them, they look pretty skinny, and same go for the legs too. But yeah, but it's just weird. And I don't mean to drop Yellow, because I'm going to get around over the overview of how he stacks up later. So now time we take a look at articulation points and how he plays, even though it's a collectible, not a toy, but who cares, Super 7. His head can go up and down and turn over. No neck articulation like the others. Abdomen, you can bend up and down and stuff and turn a little bit, but just gotta be firm with it. Then the arms, you gotta be careful bending them arms up, because, you know, they're gonna pop out of the joints. So this is how the arms would be, and so you gotta be careful. Gotta be very, very careful with these arms, because I know that when I were to switch them out for the arms with the armband with the shield, I could see that. And then here's the elbow crunch on this arm and on this arm. And then some hand articulation, but the balled fist and this hand, well, you're not going to get much you're not going to be able to pose the hands a little bit in this on this Ranger, so you're not going to be able to do that. You can, you know, do as usual with these legs. And then the knee crunch. Okay, you got the knee crunch. Ankle pivot on this leg is good. And then knee crunch on this leg. Ankle pivot is good on this one too. And then spread them legs, because there's not much leg articulation movement on any of these figures, because now that I've covered so many of them within the last couple weeks as of recording, but hey, got them. So now let's take a look at how the Black Ranger stacks up with a few of them, and then we're done. As many would know, the Trinity with Trini, Zach, and Jason, and, you know, with the original yellow, black, and red Rangers standing together, because, you know, since I do have the Mighty Morphin White Ranger, because when the White Ranger came with that Sword of Light, you know we're going to do that power transfer thing, right? And since we do have heads for Aisha, Adam, and Rocky for yellow, black, and red from Super 7, that makes sense, because, you know, they were kind of replicating how the suits looked in Mighty Morphin Season 2, where the suits, well, looking at the suits in the original Mighty Morphin footage pre-Season 2, the suits that they had were pretty baggy on the suit actors and even the main cast, and by midpoint Season 2, the suits kind of started looking more streamlined and usual. And I think that from when they were doing the process of sculpting and printing these figures out, they were kind of aiming for how the Rangers looked in the Season 2 Mighty Morphin, you know, and in terms of how they looked, because that would explain why the necks on the red and black Rangers looked skinny, and yeah, something like that, and why the Rangers themselves looked a little skinny. But nevertheless, I mean, these are all right, decent figures. And, you know, I really like how Super 7 kept the Rangers authentic to how they looked in real life on the show, and not roided up like the Bandai figures used to do back in the day, even though some of the accessories they gave us for some of them looked like they were repurposed accessories from the old Bandai figures from back in the 90s, with like the flip heads and all that, with the unpainted white blade blaster guns and all of that to them. So yeah, you have the Black Ranger standing next toward yellow and red, but then when you think about how for Zach in that last episode of Season 1, you're going to give, you know, Tommy going to give Zach the shield when, again, he only had the shield for one episode, which was not a good way to end out Season 1. You know, there was a reason for it, because, like, you know, if Tommy can give Jason the shield, you know, on occasion, Tommy would give the Dragon Shield to Zach on occasion, straight out of that Oyster Stew episode. So, there you go. And then, of course, we already got all of the Rangers that were OGs, and then later the replacements, so we already have them all packed up. Mighty Morphin Pink, which was Kimberly and Catherine. Mighty Morphin Yellow, which was Trini and Aisha. Mighty Morphin Red, which was Jason and Rocky. And now Mighty Morphin Black with Zach and Adam. So we've already completed that portion of all of the Mighty Morphin Rangers so far. Of course, the two Tommies. So now all that remains is Billy. That's why I kind of decided to save Billy the best for last. So tune in next time when I do my review on the Super 7 Ultimates Blue Ranger from MMPR. And then that's it for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the group from Super 7. Even though I kind of wish Super 7 did all of the other Power Rangers, but of course Mighty Morphin is going to make more money, so yeah, I'm not going to go and rag on and on about it, because I don't got all the time for that. Everybody knows, and even I know. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time with a brand new review, whether it be Power Rangers, Transformers, Marvel, Star Wars, and the like on the channel. So all that leaves now left is Billy and Blue, and MMPR by Super 7 is complete.